do for a while now. I'm going to be building a table out of 1/2-inch steel, which I have sitting over there. That was a pain to get in here. The thing is pretty heavy. And we bought some other steel. I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible. This isn't really a how-to, more of just going through the process of building this with me. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with making what the top is going to sit on, which is made out of angle. I'm going to cut the 45s on those now. So now that's what we'll see. So now that we have all of our pieces cut on a 45, this is going to make basically 4 pieces of angle, cut the bottom leg on a 45, well, the top leg on a 45, and make a box. That's what the legs are going to mount to, and then also that's what the top's then going to sit on. So now that I have all that made, I'm going to sweep up the floor and get ready to set that up for layout. This doesn't need to be perfectly flat because that plate sure as hell isn't. So that's the next process. Alright, so for this project we're going to be using this old SA200. It's a great machine, runs stick very well, and that's what I'm going to use for this project. So I'm going to go through starting this. So the things I've already done is turn the gas on, which is a float bowl, or fuel bowl, sorry. So then I'm going to hold this linkage forward, kick the ignition on. The video's a little bit louder, this is why. Now we're gonna put it on second gear. 45-ish, should be good. When we're ready to weld, I'm gonna put it up on this high idle, which kicks it up so then it's ready to weld. So for this project, we're gonna be using 7018 332s by ESOB. And the reason why I'm stick welding this is because it's way faster than TIG. Also, I'm running a little bit low on TIG gas. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna build this box and we're gonna square it up and we're gonna tack it all together. So that's what you're gonna see me do now. All right, so now that we got the inside all tacked up nice and square, I'm gonna chip the slag off and weld the inside out. And then we'll be ready to start making our legs. All right, so now that we have our top frame built, now we're on to our legs. And you might have seen in that montage you just saw that some of the welds were a little low. That's what I wanted, because these beams are gonna sit inside of there. So there's no sense in building a way up, just have to grind it down. So I ran it pretty quick just so then I didn't have to grind. Before we step away from the saw, I just want to say, if you have a bandsaw like this at home with no coolant feed, this Cable Life chain and cable lube works really good for keeping your blades sharp. I do some stainless, aluminum, everything, and this stuff works good. Also, feeds and speeds are super important. So now that we have all of our pieces of I-beam cut for our legs, we're going to tack them on, and I'm going to show you that now. And also, the reason why I decided on 22 inches is because of how tall my other table is. Once I add the casters on this, that'll make it the perfect height. So just to explain a little bit what I was doing, I was holding these in because my vertical weld, I couldn't get them any closer, so I was holding them in all the same amount. Then I was leveling them all. This floor is pretty level. And then I was taking a level across the tops of these to make sure that they're on the same plane so that when the casters are on it, it doesn't rock back and forth. So now we're gonna weld this out. That's what you're gonna see next. All right, so guys, I was gonna have a great montage of me welding all these legs on, and then I forgot to hit record. So you're just gonna have to imagine what it looks like. I'll show you guys the welds at least, and that's pretty much it on that. Now we're gonna get the supports in. It's gonna be box tubing from here to here and here to here on the short sides, and flat bar across the front. Supports cut for this. We're gonna install them, install the flat bar across here. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the casters. Then we're ready to flip it over and set the top, and then we're gonna stitch weld all the way around the top. Now we have this completely welded out. I'm going to grind off this so the plate sits flat. And then we're gonna set the plate tomorrow because it's getting pretty late and I don't want my neighbors to get upset. So I'm gonna clean this all up tonight. Tomorrow morning I'll be back with you guys to put the plate on the top, stitch weld it on, and move it into its new spot. So now that we have all that cleaned up, I've just decided to set this plate tonight. So I'm gonna pick it up, set it, and then tomorrow I'm gonna stitch weld it on, add on my hitch receiver for all my attachments, and then that's gonna be it. All right, so it's the next day. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna mark out the bottom of this table, and I'm gonna weld this top onto the table, and then we're gonna clean up over there and push it into place, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, If you'd like to see a couple of videos on stick welding, I definitely like to throw my hat in the ring on that. I love stick welding. If you'd like to see more videos about that Lincoln, let me know.